today is back end Sunday, and what I'm going to do is take this off. It's just a reflector, and I'm going to replace the bulb that's in this with an LED bulb and replace this with a brake light and stop light. So with any further ado, you get in the back, and this cover plate is up here, and it's only 3 bolts, which are hexi bolts, and I'll tell you the size in a minute. It is, he says. Everything I'm doing is with a bloody bike tool, so if I can do it, you can do it. What are we on here? 5mm. Bum 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 bum, can you see it? Yes, 5mm. So they're just 5mm bolts. What I would suggest doing is, before you actually remove them, is when they're sitting in, get in about them with a wee toothpick or the smallest tiny screwdriver. I used a little watch one just to get all the crap out of in there, all the rust, anything solid, because if you don't get a good enough bed in with your Allen key, you could round it off. So just pick all that off. It's right above your wheel, so it's getting all the crap. So yeah, I'd advise cleaning that out, and then they come off. Now when you're lifting this off, take it out from the bottom and then pull it away, because you have these wee clips, and these wee clips locate up inside there. I'm losing light, I'll have to be quick. So yeah, and then when you're putting it back in, feed it in here first, and then present it up here. And when you're taking off your number plate light, it's just 4 wee screws, sorry, 2 wee screws, he says, try to show you, it's just Phillips. And I will take those off and show you what that's like inside. That's it off, 2 wee screws, and it looks like that. This is not the original one. The original one is away. Yeah, I don't know where, I can't remember. But I got this when I upgraded my number plate lights for my Land Rover. I replaced it. These are all the exact same fitting. They are just, oh, slide away. They're just push-in. I think it's 5W5, and these are little LEDs. Now, if you do decide to do this and it doesn't work, don't worry, because if you take them off, it's just a pull out, and if I turn it over, it won't work. Oh no! Turn it back round and it works. Now, don't laugh, I know yous will, but I cleaned off the glass or the plastic, and I put a little bit of tin foil in there just to direct as much light as possible out. I know some guys like to hide their number plates and whatnot, but I didn't. So I'm going to see how bright that is. I don't know what I'm going to judge it with, because I never took a video before I did it, but hey ho, there you go. And this, you just make sure those wee bits are in, and this fits over, and it screws back in place once it gets it right. So that will sit in, and can you see it? Can you see it? Is it bright enough? Who knows? Wait till it's dark, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the reflector. You see in the middle there, once our plate's off, that is the back cover, or that is the threaded bolt for the rear reflector, and that is just the way it is. And it is, and he turns it round, 8mm socket, and that takes that out. If you can get yourself a set of these, it just saves you scraping anything. These are called like cowling tools or whatever, fairing tools. And this is it with a wee bit of jiggery pokery. It just comes straight out. Now, as luck would have it, this thing that I got off of, where'd I get it? eBay, Amazon, something like that. The wires come out the middle, which will go through the original hole, and these two are the exact distance of those two. And they're a wee bit tight, so a wee bit jiggery pokery. You need to just line it up flat and then push it through. They do have tiny wee nuts on them, so I will fit this because I've only got one hand. The other one's holding the camera. This is just a wee short one to show you. Those two go in here and the wires go through the middle, and the nuts with the built-in washer go on the ends of them. I'll connect it on lights here I like. Houston, we have a challenge. No problems, only challenges. This particular one is too high, so I'm going to have to get a wee round file and file it down to pull it in a wee bit, and while I'm there I'm going to try to put a wee edge file, round file into these, because it's quite a tight squeeze to get those nuts through. So I'll pull that down, pull that across, light, see what it looks like, and then I'll fit it if the light stays on. It's a new day, guys. I lost light last night. I've pulled in these two holes a wee touch just with a file. For the life of me I couldn't find my files, so I had to use my chainsaw, my chain sharpening file. Oh dear. So I pulled that in. The middle one I have pulled down with a Stanley knife. I just cut these into it and then finished it off with the round file again. And I will show you the light fitted. And at the back you can see the wires come straight through the middle hole, and I've routed it up on the inside where the screw holes are going to hold the cover on, and there is some handy wee holes up there to feed through. It's a wee bit awkward, just fiddly, footery as I would say, and I find that if you stick your tongue out, it goes in a lot easier whilst you're doing it. So that's your brake light and your stop light. I'll find out which ones are which when I get a voltmeter on it, and I will then attach them directly to that, because it doesn't take much electricity to switch these on, and it should be fine. I don't know whether or not to wire both just up to the brake light so that it's constantly off. It's just a reflector, and then when I hit the brakes it's gonna just light up as bright as it can, or have a running light. We'll see, but I'll show you that. This is what I've got to strobe the reflector stroke backlight. It is, as you can see, a strobe controller. You've got out and in. It's got black and red on each side. Black being ground or earth, red being live. And on the backlight here, if you can see, it's got black again, which is earth, and the red is brake light, and the blue is just the tail light, this our running light. I'm joining these two up because I want the whole thing to come on. Once I hit the brakes, I just want it as a reflector without it, but when I hit the brakes I want the whole thing to start flashing and then come on. And how we tap into that, if you come back here and you follow your tail light, it goes into this wire. I'll get my hand out the way so you can see, and goes into that junction box. And as you look at it, I'll show you once I take it out, because this has all just been set up to show you. It is, as you look at it there, top right, there's 3 of them, 2 and a 1. So you've got two up the side, bottom and top, and you've got one sitting, and it's the top left one. If I then turn on my key and put the positive on, I'm not getting anything, but if I jump on my foot brake, this goes up to 9.26, so that's your voltage. So I take my foot brake off, let's see if I can get that into one shot. Yep, that's fine. And I won't be able to do it with the handbrake, the front brake, because I've not got enough arms, but trust me. So that's the, turn this off before I flat my battery. So as we look into this part here, see how it's got 3 prongs, and we're looking at the left hand prong top side. And if this is how this goes in, that way, and the top left one is that blue, sorry, is it green and yellow? Blue and yellow? I would call that green and yellow. So that's the one we're going to tap into to get both our brake light and running light to come on at the same time. Let's just do that. All I'm going to do is splice it and feed the wire through the bottom to come up to follow this, and then join here, and that'll be enough. So I'm going to do that. I'll probably pause it halfway through and show you what I've done so far, but I'll do that and then we'll get back to you. So the red and blue I've spliced into the red, and the 2 blacks are now spliced. That's the earth, or ground if you want to call it that. It's quite barbaric, I know, but it's fine. I've spliced the red into the brake activated switch, and the earth is just going to go into a bolt, put that onto a bolt somewhere and connect it up. I will tape all this up and it'll be inside the rubber housing once it's all plugged back together and under the seat. So just to give a wee test, I have taken the earth and just put it into the cable here. It's connected back on, and we shall see what happens. Right, so brake lights on, or running lights on, that's off. And if I pull back, hit the brake, whoa, not that bright just now because it's the middle of the day. So the brake light comes on, this just flashes. I'm sure there's a way that you can change the flash so it's faster and all that, but that's just fine. That's just to draw attention to it when I'm braking at night. So I just need to tidy this up, guys. I hope that was okay and you could follow it okay. If you've got any questions, let me know. I know there's other ways to join this wire. There's little press clips that feed through and it splices into it, or you could take it apart and solder it and whatnot, but that's fine. It's for me, that's fine. I'm just going to tape that down with black insulating tape and then tighten it all up, and all of this is tidied up away. That should be fine like that. There's nothing hitting it. It's actually following the original wires up here. So yep. Okay, see you in the next one. Ta-ta!